Hello, this is Sonia, Thailand Trixie in Phuket, Thailand, and I'm with my friend Deb from Australia.
Hello.
All right, she's a yoga teacher. And where are you a yoga teacher?
I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And she has so many new techniques I've never, experienced. So I thought, let's get her on the Good Vibes Thailand YouTube channel and have her share her knowledge. And I'm learning so much from Deb as well. So this is really fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about breath work today, right?
Yeah.
And maybe like modifications for those people that have injuries or some kind of different things that hold them back physically. So go ahead, take it from here.
Yeah, I think one of the really important things, or one of the most important things that yoga practice can offer is learning to tune in to the natural system of your breath. And sometimes that's easier said than done. We all can develop breath holding patterns according to the way we live our lives and the experiences that have occurred. So just coming into a class and saying, right, let's take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out, as we're always encouraging, it's not such a simple thing for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So sometimes learning to move your body with the rhythm of your breath can be a really natural way to drop into the wisdom of how it's all functioning, rather than sitting still and forcing the breath in and forcing the breath out, as some people are inclined to do. Another thing that's made me drop into the wisdom of the breath is having had various injuries and some long-term disabilities and continuing to teach and practice. It's really important to understand how to move with what is, how to accept your body as it is today and embrace that. So a lot of classes or teachers won't always be considerate or mindful of offering modification. And some of us as students will go into a class and expect ourselves to be performing or judging ourselves against. It's really important to respect where your body is at, as you would know, Sonia,
Right.
and modify where necessary. And there are a lot of ways that poses can be modified, and they should be modified to suit you.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, cool. So she's going to show us some breath work and some really beautiful technique breathing exercises that you can do at home. Follow along with the video here, and let's have some fun, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and we're at the gorgeous Tavorn Beach Village Resort in Kamala, Phuket. So come and see us here. We have classes every day here, so I don't want to forget that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's join Deb here with breath work. Okay. I'll be the mortal, the yoga mortal.
Sure.
Okay. Just the camera here. Okay, so you can see the camera here.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So we might start with you laying semi-supine on your back, knees bent.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like we do in bridge pose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands down beside the hips. And just to begin with, stepping the feet a little bit wider apart. Yeah, resting the knees together. Closing down the eyes for a moment.
Okay.
And we're just going to start with a practice called the soup cooling breath. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and bring that breath deep in the lungs, as if you're breathing into the lower portion of the lungs. And the out breath is through the mouth, a slow, steady stream of air through slightly pursed lips.
Okay, let me get the full range here. So we're going to back this camera up a little bit so we can really see. Sorry, guys. I want you guys to really see the extent of her exercises here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So knees are together. Okay.
Yeah, actually we'll leave heels in line with hips as we would for bridge pose. Yeah. Let's separate the knees for a moment. So we're preparing for bridge. And just focusing on the soup cooling breath. So eyes are closed.
Okay.
In breath through the nose and the out breath through the mouth. Slightly pursed lips, as if you were holding a straw in your mouth, and slowly sending that stream of breath out through the mouth, following it all the way to the end. And that in-breath is almost sneaking past the upper lungs and the mid-lungs, and it's just filling the lower portion of the lungs. And the out-breath, as if you were blowing on a spoonful of hot soup. And maybe tuning into the sound of your breath, sensation of the breath, in-breath passing across the lining of the nostrils, feeling the lower lungs, slow, steady stream of the out-breath. And then we're going to add a dynamic movement to this breath. So the next time that you breathe in, also adding the float of the arms, coming straight up toward the sky above and all the way onto the floor overhead behind you. So the in-breath guides those arms gently behind until they touch the floor at the very top of the in-breath. And when your out-breath is ready to come, slow, steady breath out through the mouth. Beautiful, Sonia. And we return the trajectory of the arms back through space. And the very end of that out-breath will be the moment when the hands touch the floor. In-breath through the nose.
Do my knees fall together?
Just leaving the knees apart for the moment.
Okay.
In-breath. Let there be a lightness to the arms, even the sensation of noticing the movement of the hands through space, as if you were moving through water. And we're not pushing or overextending the breath. Pranayama needs to be the same as the way that we move our body, very gentle in the way that we increase our range. We work just beneath that threshold of pressure. We work with a kindness and a compassion to the breath. And when we're dealing with the energy of prana, we can let this kindness and compassion ride the breath. So notice as Sonia breathes in, she's letting the breath be the master of the movement. Rather than the arms moving mechanically, they're guided by the breath's wisdom. The very end of the in-breath, there's a softness to the arms. Hands meet the floor. Begin out-breath, that steady stream out through the mouth. Is this transition of the hands coming back. And this movement on its own is very good for respiratory conditions. It's very good for calming and soothing the nervous system. But it also stimulates the phrenic nerve, which runs down through the neck, through the center of the chest, all the way to the diaphragm. So for respiratory conditions or asthmatics, this can be a very good way to naturally increase your capacity and open the breath space, release the diaphragm. I'm going to do one last round here with just using the arms. So notice that slow, steady stream of breath. You might even invite the mind. And when we begin the next round, we're going to add this dynamic movement, a moving bridge, moving Setu Bandhasana. So when we commence the in-breath, we're going to push into the soles of the feet and slowly roll the tailbone, the pelvis as we become active through the legs. We lift the arms and also lift the hips, the lower back, the mid-back, and we're still guided by the breath. The finish of the in-breath, hands resting on the floor overhead.
Okay.
And as we breathe out, we're still transitioning the hands back, the breath's guiding the movement.
Do you blow it in the mouth on
And
this
we're
one?
synchronizing this rolling of the spine back into the floor, hands still moving, and the hands will meet the floor the same time as the hips. Let's take 2 more rounds. We breathe in, float the arms, press into the feet, active through the buttocks. We're reaching the front of the pelvis up, opening deeply into the front body and the lungs. Out breath, we guide the arms first, slowly rolling mid-back, section by section, letting the arms continue their movement. Beautiful. Slowly releasing hands and the hips and noticing if there's a natural pause at the end of that out breath. In breath, activating that lift. This is very good for strengthening pelvic floor, the legs, the buttocks, toning into the buttocks, the lower back. It's a very soothing vinyasa if you're experiencing stress or anxiety. It brings us into that natural breath rhythm. And releasing, just pausing here for a moment. We're going to really rest and feel the effects of this practice. So you can take 6 rounds of this moving bridge, 12 rounds. Just see how that feels for your body. But when you rest, let's bring the soles of the feet together.
Okay.
Just allow your knees to drop out wide. And then floating the arms into a wide diamond-shaped V, palms up. So the front body, yeah. And then taking them wide. A little bit above the shoulders. Beautiful. Beautiful, Sonia. And sometimes as you arrive, just allowing the weight of your head to gently roll just slightly to the right.
My head.
Let it come back to the center on the in-breath. Out breath, allowing the weight of the head just to roll to the left and just noticing the effect of the movement into the upper back as the front body is open. In-breath.
Is that showing on the camera the head roll?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In-breath coming back to the center.
Do you exhale on the do you exhale through the mouth?
Exhale as you go to the side.
But do you exhale through the mouth or the nose on this one?
Either or, you can drop into breathing in and out through the mouth. Some people like to stick with the soup cooling breath. Soup cooling breath, breathing out through the mouth. If you're somebody who finds yourself holding your breath, you have a breath holding pattern, soup cooling breath is a great way to train your diaphragm to let go of that out breath and naturally deepen the exhale. An invitation to slowly find your center. These little movements with the head can be used in any pose, any lying pose. Often we become rigid through the neck when we focus on how we position torso and limbs. So learning to release through the neck by surrendering that weight into the floor can be very useful. And once you find this bound angle, opened pose, sometimes called goddess pose in Australia, which I love.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I love. You
We're
look like a goddess. Yeah, so just breathing, allowing the natural breath.
Should I just stay right here?
Yeah, stay right there for a few breaths, Sonia. And sometimes there's a breath I like to put in at the end of poses, and I often use in a yin practice, which is let's really deepen that in-breath. Breathing in through the nose, taking more, taking a little bit more, filling yourself with that prana, and then holding the breath, this kumbhaka, this retention of prana in the body, and really noticing where you feel the sensation, letting it invigorate you and nourish you. And when you're ready to release, opening the jaw and sighing the breath out, letting it be audible, letting that, yeah, beautiful. Just that sound of the sigh gives this extra input through the ears to the nervous system. It's safe. I can let go and release.
Is that like the fire breath where you just like let go of?
Yeah, a little. It's more that sighing. It's another thing for the diaphragm to release and for the nervous system to say,
Yeah.
I can lay down what I've been holding. Even our muscle fibers will release a little and lengthen.
That's awesome. It feels really good.
Yeah.
Feels really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so deep inhale.
Yeah, let's do 2 more.
Okay.
So deep inhale through the nose. And it's if you're sipping the air in, sipping a little more, sipping a little more, and then retaining the breath, this kumbhaka, this retention of prana or energy. We start to concentrate the life force. If you have an injury or an illness, you can use your mind, your visual imaging to take that prana to a certain part of your body. And when you're ready to release, we just open the jaw and sigh. Yeah, letting go. Surrendering up, surrendering the body into the earth. We yield to what is.
Oh, that feels awesome.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, and then
good release.
Yeah, then just to come out of that, to finish that practice, just gently bring one hand to your heart with a touch of kindness and nurturing, and then mindfully bring the energy from the other palm to your belly, to your fire center, your will. Let the elbows and the shoulders soften and release. And just setting your intention for the day. What qualities would you bring with your breath? What qualities of love,
peace,
compassion,
centeredness, balance.
Yeah. And nurturing and
lots forgiveness, you know, for yourself, for others, and definitely love that.
Yeah.
Most importantly, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling self-care.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All those good check.
Yeah.
Nice. A lot of peacefulness.
Yeah.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
All those.
Sometimes in your own practice, there might be one quality that really, really speaks to you, like say it was love. And then I would recommend every breath, like even just that dynamic bridge, every breath breathing in love as you breathe in and float your arms. And as you breathe out, just surrendering and trusting, yielding down to the planet, to the ground.
Yeah.
Breathing in the intention or the quality of love, letting it ride the prana, ride the breath as you would ride a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of power in imagination. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. I feel really good. I feel just light and fluffy.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like I'm floating on a cloud.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It feels great.
Yeah. You're using this practice in yoga is called dharana, or focused attention. And often when we're practicing the asana, the pranayama, you know, we can forget of the other limbs, which can be quite powerful. So dharana is to focus, is to use the focus of your minds to bring those positive qualities or intentions into your life, into your practice. Yeah.
Very meditative. I mean, the breath work and meditation and the yoga. I mean, the breathing is just as, a lot of people, I mean, I didn't realize that as a teacher until further on down, how like the breathing is almost more important than, you know, because if you don't have the breath, you know, in sync with your practice, you know, it's not the complete balance. So it's just really, it's amazing the breath work and then the meditation.
Without the breath work, hearing you say that, that's so true. It's like without the breath work, it's like holding out on your body, holding
Yeah.
out on the goodness.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd be doing the most wonderful pose, the most amazing forward fold or warrior one, you know, with real strength and power in your legs, you know, and your arms perfectly overhead. But if you're holding a breath or breath holding, you're holding out.
Yeah. Holding
you're
back.
You're not able to receive the nourishment. And more importantly, each pose is designed for us to understand our balance or right relationship, you know, which they speak a lot about in Buddhism. And right relationship, even in a pose, is knowing the balance between steadiness, strength and steadiness, and finding the ease. So being strong and steady, but then finding the ease, and the breath helps you to find that ease.
Yeah. It all correlates and is all like that beautiful, you know, serendipity. Just kind of just all flows right the way it's supposed to. And that's awesome.
Yeah, so I just want to reinforce from my perspective or my learnings and my teachings. And, you know, as I said, I have injuries and disabilities, so my poses don't look like everybody else's poses. That's no reason to not explore and be open to the many benefits of yoga. So if you have the idea that you need to be physically astute or you're not flexible enough, there's so much there for you. I would strongly advise you to come and try a class. And if you're in Thailand, come and try with Sonia.
Yeah,
Good
we've had a lot of fun. We've had several classes together this week and really enjoyed your energy and just having you be here.
Yeah.
I've learned so much from you as a teacher. We learned from each other. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Deb.
Thanks for your openness.
I
really appreciate it.
It's all about helping other people too. I mean, that's why we're here to learn and especially now with the way things are in the world, people really are seeking ways to feel better mentally, physically, feel love for themselves, self-care, and help each other. It's time to lift each other up. And that's why I'm hoping through sharing this wonderful, you know, experience with you and with everyone else out there, that we can all just feel better. Nurture yourself, self-care.
Self-care,
you know, and lift each other up.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Thank you, Namaste.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
And see you soon. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Good Vibes Thailand. Thank you, Deb.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.